So, Sucumbíos is the department of Ecuador, and he just gave us a beautiful monkey photo to start with. So a bit of information about it. It's the second largest reserve. It's on this sort of flooded forest, so there's these lagoons and river. And at the time of year we went, when it's raining, the forest floods, and so there's a lot more water. And the trees, you can see they're all surrounded by water. They live through that just fine. That's part of their natural cycle. It's one of the most biodiverse places on Earth, and it is absolutely pristine. Jeff and I were blown away. We've been to a few places in the Amazon before. We were seeing birds and monkeys everywhere we looked immediately. So the problem they have is the oil and gas companies want in there, and if that happens, it will probably destroy it. So some of the people in the community would really like to see it preserved. They just don't want that to happen. And their idea is that if they had good jobs in tourism, there's a lot of tourism right now, and if they had the good jobs, then people wouldn't be so inclined to encourage the oil industry so they can get jobs. People are still very poor. One of the things, these are people from the small community who are really leading this. And you can see Jeff and I are there, and David, who we talk about, is this guy right here. He's the guide in the Cubeño, and he's helping them. And yeah, they just want a clean and healthy way to make an income. Some of the things they talk to us about are that they don't have any sanitation, and they don't have clean water, and that leads to a lot of intestinal illness. Two of the communities don't have schools right in them, and there aren't often boats available to take the kids to school, so kids are missing a lot of school because no one can get them there. That's because the boats are hired out for tourism. So if the tourists want to go look at monkeys, the kids don't go to school. So there's a lot. It's really attractive to people to have a job in oil and gas that will pay them well and make their lives easier. But it could, on the other hand, destroy the place they're living in.
This is the last of the primary rainforest in Ecuador. Everything else has been cut down.
So a little bit about the idea of the project. They want it to be very environmentally friendly. As I said, it'll support the community with jobs in tourism. The people of the community will have the jobs in building the lodge in the first place, and eventually will run the lodge. It'll be the first lodge in this region that's primarily to benefit the local community. That does happen in other places. We've been to another lodge in a different part of Ecuador that is that kind of model. So there are models out there for that. But I think, how many are there? 12 lodges already, I think?
In the Cubeño, the only one. In the
Cubeño. And this would be the first that would be primarily to benefit the community. People would, it would be a place where people can learn to do the tourism jobs, and they would have the option also of moving on and working somewhere else in tourism, starting their own tourism businesses out of that. And as you know, the basis of it is still trying to preserve the rainforest in the first place.
Part of this would be a training facility, so they could learn how to cook Western-style food. They could learn how to guide through the areas. So they know the names of all the animals. They can find animals for you, but they wouldn't necessarily know what you want to know about them. So this would let them have a chance to train with other people that are already doing this, and they could increase the skills that they have, and just the customer service skills that they need.
And there is substantial tourism already. I can't remember the number, but it is in the proposal we sent you. So we know there's a lot of people who want to go see this. Okay, here's where we're starting to get at your questions. So the project is necessary for the community to provide new jobs in tourism in the reserve, and it'll allow the community to share culture with the visitors. The funds will help deal with some of the problems the community is facing right now, lack of sanitation, lack of clean water, and it will be sustainable in the long run. The idea is that after about 4 years, it'll be totally run within the community. So Rodrigo Troya and David Bukiron will work with Change for Children to implement it. David was the person who came to us with the idea for the project, and he had been approached by that group of people you saw. David is a guide in the rainforest, and I think Rodrigo works there too. So they have quite a bit of experience. They know the people in the area, and they're pretty passionate about this. And so we have the little quote at the bottom. The inspiration for their cause is the kids in the communities. And with the project, they hope that the kids will get a better education focusing on the environment. They're hoping that the forest will stay healthy for them, and that they'll be able to keep living there just as their parents and grandparents have been able to. And that's it.